So, I almost didn't even want to do this episode. I really didn't. Last week, I had an issue arise. It was a little interpersonal with some friends of the past that restoring some things, so to speak. But this week caught me off guard by surprise. Apparently my desk has a hole in it. I don't know. But, this week I'm going to be talking about on the episode 12 SuchBullshit Podcast, where normally... I didn't even want to do this episode. I really didn't. Last week... Apparently I got an echo. That's cool. Back to what I was saying. Just gonna give it a second to load up. Because again, this bullshit podcast, normally, under normal circumstances on episode 12 and all future ones, normally I sit in Discord on a voice channel and I let people come in. I let them say whatever the hell they want. Nearly free, complete open use. Even racism is allowed it to an extent. Sound bites are allowed it even. Like I just let everyone do whatever and say whatever they want. They're all held accountable to their own words. And that's the way I preferenced it. I just didn't care. Because I prefer all my crap out in the open. And I'm pretty sure everyone else out there would prefer that the same way. Now, however, last week I was originally going to, quote, look at drama. And the way I look at drama is if it's interpersonal, domestic, and it's with somebody you know for more than, 5 years, 10 years at a time, it's drama. You know, even if it's on fucking online. Or if it's in person. If it's in person, off the bat, even if it's a few months, it's drama. Because it's domestic. And I don't do that. But I gotta talk about this topic in particular. So I'm gonna go over two people. The first one is just someone being full of shit. And has been full of shit for a while. The second one is about someone I kind of respect. And I just feel like they're a little misinformed, that they're demonizing or villainizing someone who's now dead. And just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. But again, this is something that I want to talk about. I actually have it as a non-open mic, just for this occasion. And this is not a drama content, by no means. This is a factual, hard-hitting content. I'm going to be going over a few things, even in my description below, has a short description of what the fuck happened like a few years back with Screenwave, which I'll cover that. But I have to get this out of my way, because it almost feels karmic. It really does. I've said it in a tweet. It just feels karmic that this guy would defend someone who compared me to a school shooter with no context, no reason, no fact, nothing. And then a few years later, there's a picture of, Boogie with a gun in his hand around Halloween. I look at that. It's karmic. It's karmic. The dude made death threats over some guy coming to your home. People dox you. It fucking happens. It sucks. But you call the cops first. That's what law enforcement's for. You have law enforcement stationed outside your house and say, hey, look, I think this creep's going to come to my house. I don't know if he's armed. He had a picture on Twitter with an anaconda or some kind of snake. I'm scared for my family. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Please stay outside my house and watch for further shit. That's all you had to do. Instead, you endangered your whole family, everyone living with you over that. That just didn't make any sense. Okay? I understand, being a huge YouTuber, whatever, your standard of being huge. Maybe it's 10 million, 50 million, a couple million subs. Doesn't fucking matter. The quantity of your statistics online, to me, it doesn't even matter. If I had 100 million subs right now, I wouldn't even give a shit. I'd be doing the same shit I'm doing right now. Saying the same shit that I'm saying right now. Because it's bullshit that needs to be addressed. So, normally in my descriptions, I write down a short summary of what the fuck I wanted to talk about. And for this one, I gotta talk about Frank Hassel. Goes by different usernames and is a troll, whatever. This video is in no means to support what Frank did. It is in no means to say that it was stupid. Completely neutral. I have nothing bad about the guy. I don't care for it. I will say that it's kind of screwed up that you go to the dude's house. Maybe it's for a good reason. I didn't bother to look at the reason. I don't want to get interpersonal because that's drama. But when it gets to the point of you showing up at that guy's house and then telling him, oh, let me see the gun, you know, you just caused the issue to be more overly exemplified than it needed to be. And the biggest problem is these fucking drama content users. The people that get in the middle as a third party. And I know who I'm talking about because they've doxed me before. And I've called them out on their bullshit. 10 years ago, on Skype, someone had told me that the supposed person that got in the middle of between this shit that was covering it apparently doxed a 72-year-old man on Twitch and made that person, that old guy, kill himself or something, or commit suicide, and cry on stream. That's fucked up. I remember that. A lot of people remember it. No one cares about it. I remember it, though, because it was fucked up. When I heard that news, I was sitting on Skype probably 2012, maybe 8 years ago. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of a human being would do this? And then they sent me a link, and I'm seeing it. It's a person with over 1 million YouTubers on, 1 million subs on YouTube. I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes actual sense now. That actually makes fucking sense. It's someone with a lot of subs, with a lot of background, and a lot of bullshit. And yes, Game Sensei, I'm speaking the truth. So, how you doing, Game? That's Rudy Chavez. Let me go and look at my editor notes here, because again, I don't have them in front of me. So, first up, I want to quote what Boogie said, alright? And this is not, again, drama content. This is related to the bullshit that these YouTube gamers put out. Alright? To quote Boogie, so if he shows up on my property, I made it very clear he goes home in a body bag. He said this on camera. Because I'm going to fucking kill you and take pleasure in doing it. Okay, so because the guy says he's going to come to your house, you're going to make that kind of threat on camera. I've threatened people for worse. I'll be honest. I'll be realistic. I've done it over Facebook. I haven't even cared about it. I've threatened people that are really, really shitty people that deserve it. You want to know what kind of a person? The kind of person that would pedophile a 14, 15-year-old girl whose father is a sheriff, does drugs, steals money from their friends, family, and everyone else, and lies about disability and collects Social Security. That kind of a person, I would have no qualms with doing if they wronged me or anyone else I knew. That's the kind of person I would shit on. Because that's the kind of person that's a piece of shit in this world that's not valued to anything. And it might be wrong to say, oh, well, you shouldn't make a death threat at all. You know, death threats are wrong, murder's wrong. Fuck out of here. There's nothing clean about society. There's nothing clean about our justice system. There's nothing clean about our police. Let's be, realistic. Even saying call the police for safety. Then again, you could say, oh, well, they don't do shit. They ignore me, whatever. That's because our justice system is fucking stupid. It's broken. You got people that are saying defund the police. The problem isn't defunding the police. It's that A, they don't have the right amount of funding. B, they don't have the right amount of teaching to make good decisions. And C, they're above all and beyond fucking stupid and make the dumbest of decisions. Be it race profiling or not. But that's a whole nother video and a whole nother ballpark that I could sit here and talk about for hours on end as a slight left. Realistically, I could do that all day. I could sit here and speak all day. I don't want to do that. I want to get to the fucking point here. I'm not going to sit here and rant for an hour long. I'm going to sit here and rant for maybe 5 minutes about that and move to the next thing, like I always do. So the next thing, there's an article with that video in the description down below. Please take a look at it. All those quotes that I mentioned. I want to go over this. So a few years back, Boogie2988, I don't care if I'm pronouncing the numbers right in the order that you want them, be it 2988 or 2988. I don't give a fuck. I know. Originally my name was Mario4356, and people called me 4356. I don't care. Let's just get to the point. He made a video quoting my trademarked network as my name, which obviously he didn't fucking do any research at all, much like the people he was supporting and defending, which at the time, the people that he was defending, the person he was defending, I can't say his name legally, because I had to end up getting a fucking warrant for the guy. So you were supporting technically a cyber criminal at that point. He claimed I was trolling a network. Let me get to the fact here. The network in question was privately spoken to by me. And then I was going to say, well, if it gets to that point, I'm going to get my attorney involved, and my attorney's going to send them a letter. Instead, I said, fuck it, I'm going to take matters in my own hands. I'm going to reach out to this network, and I live close by. I live closer than my attorney, or my lawyer at the time. And I said, hey, I'm going to go up there if you guys don't do what I say. This is my problem. You guys are infringing my property. You guys are collecting money off of me. Off of my property that's not yours. You're protecting the content. It's harassment content. It's also damaging the brand that I own. I'm coming after you. I'm going to come to your headquarters in Chalfont, Pennsylvania, if you don't listen to my demands. And I will serve you in person with my attorney present, or lawyer at the time. Anyone in the nearby area. I could have hired a lawyer in the same town and say, hey, let's go over here. I'll pay you $1,000. Let's go over there right now. Let's go sue him. And I would sue them for damages right there off the bat for supporting another YouTuber not having the content removed because they were involved with the YouTube reps that were protecting the content. And that's why the content was in question being protected for all those years. That's why I couldn't get it taken down. And it wasn't even me making the claims. It was my attorney making the claims. My attorney, you got trademark attorneys all over for when you sign up to one. You own one for life. Every 5 years, you got to do a declaration of use every 5-10 years and so on, and the number keeps changing. I don't know what it is in the U.S. I don't know why we have declaration of use, but it's just use. And the trade is just exactly that. Video game streaming, networking, platforming. That's what the description of it is. The second thing to that, trying to move this along here. When you own a trademark, you have to give up your information to have one. So technically you have to post your own docs, so to speak, and they have to be factual. The ones that are on my trademark right now are outdated because it takes months on end. It could take more than like 4 or 5 months to even go through. So I don't know what the hell's going on with the trademark, especially with COVID going on. I don't even know if I can even bother at this point. I don't even know if the trademark office is even open. Probably is, but I don't know how many people are running it these days, But, again, I'm getting off topic. My apologies. I have a habit of that when I quote people's bullshit. At that point, you're protecting harassing content. And now, Boogie had claimed in this video from many years ago that meme troll damaging Screenwave and trolling them. Where was your facts? You never messaged me. You never emailed me. You never did anything. You say in your videos that you get every side to a story. And then when I email you over the last few years, I emailed him maybe closer to 3 or 4 times out of several months, off and on in private. I'm like, hey, look, you ever going to reach out to me about and ask me a question about this? Never says anything. So you make a whole video dedicated to my network, a small network with only, 4,000 subs on YouTube, nothing major. You got this channel that's multi-million subs, and you're going to make a whole video about me, but then never even contact me. Am I that important to you? Like, am I really me? I mean, or my network? Them? Did I miss the big fucking picture or the pitch? Am I supposed to swing the bat now? What's... I don't fucking get it. To me, that's bullshit. So, he never contacted me. And I've tried to make an effort a few times in private, rather than go public like I'm doing right now for the first time. And respectfully, I've emailed all those times. Guess what? No response. Nothing. I got jack shit. I don't know why. So why even make content about me? Oh, that's right. He supported some internal people with the people that I have problems with. So they're opinionated responses. They're not factual responses with multiple sides. So his entire argument online as of late from then to now about any situation is opinionated. It's not factual. I'm not just trying to sit here and say, oh, he's a piece of shit. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that he's not giving a factual opinion. He's giving his personal opinion, which could be wrong, could be right. I could sit here and say, well, I think George W. Bush was the best president in the world, and then off camera say he's a piece of shit. I don't really care for George W. Bush. I don't. That's kind of the truth for me. But again, that's another off-topic thing. Now you might ask, why and in what context and right do I have to call out Boogie for his own bullshit? Nearly about a year ago in November, if you go check Apollo Legends Discord right now, or not his Discord, his Twitch. No, sorry, his Twitter. If you go check on Twitter and you look under Apollo Legends reply section, every reply that's there right now since Apollo's taken his correctful social media break. When you take a social media break, you disappear like Apollo for almost a year, and you don't come back. That's how you take a social media break. I've taken one before for like 4 or 5 months. It was great. I actually got a lot of work done. But anyway, I'll get back to that social media break in a second. The thing that I wanted to quote was Boogie going after Apollo and playing the victim and making Apollo Legend look like a harasser on fucking Twitter for no reason. All because Apollo had asked legitimate questions that upset Boogie. Alright, you're gonna get that upset over him asking why you're on stream claiming your family raped you or something? It's first of all, let me just stop right there, okay? In what world do you think it's a professionally good idea to go on camera or to any social circle and tell them, yeah, my parents raped me? I don't understand. And mind you, I was a supporter of Boogie's many years ago with his first ex divorcing him. Okay, let me show Aaron's comment. Sorry about that. Quite a manipulative scumbag. Yeah, I guess. But many years ago, his wife had a divorce and he was being, kind of okay with it. But I even feel like that whole thing was a ploy for attention. After a while, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, why would you be this good content creator and then suddenly the only thing people remember you for is your divorce? Yeah, like, you supported him because you felt bad for him. But it's sympathy. Is that what we're doing now? Is sympathy views? Like, and I'm not saying that Frank Hassel deserves some sympathy. I don't think Boogie deserves some sympathy for making death threats either, but, this is on the border of drama. It's me calling them out for their bullshit. It just doesn't, to me, personally, feel right that you're doing that on YouTube. And people have said that you do the sympathy and manipulation plea time and time again. If you want to see Apollo Legends' Twitter, in the description below is one of the replies, where Boogie had taken a screen cap of the first thing Apollo said, which was basically a passive insult, leading to 4 other questions that were cut off. Apollo got pissed off, really pissed off, and I would have done the same fucking thing. I would have fucking ranted up and down, and be like, why are you being a piece of shit and not showing the rest of the email? Hey, if you're gonna do me like that, I'm gonna show the rest of it. And he never answered those questions and said, sorry, my bad, magnifying glass, any excuse in the book. Oh, I dropped my pants. I can't get my pants back on to read the tweet. Sorry. No, get the fuck out. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You're telling me you have an iPhone, you're in your 40s, you know what the fuck to do. Anyone and their mother nowadays has a phone. They know how to activate every fucking thing on it. Text, magnifying glass, whatever. I wear actual bifocal glasses. Actual ones. These are my actual reading glasses that have a small lens at the corner bottom. They're very specific. I wear them. I don't wear them for this stream because I'm just being a sarcastic ass with these because I like this look. It's a look. It's not... I just don't buy that excuse at all. You could have said anything else. It's an excuse for bullshit. Man the fuck up and actually respond to people like a man. Now, there's people online that are pieces of shit like Frank Hassel. Frank Hassel was kind of a piece of shit for showing up at your house. I'm not going to lie about that. Guy's kind of a dick for it. I wouldn't have done that. But you egged him to come to your house. That's the problem. You said, come to my house. I dare you. Be it in the middle of personal drama or not, you told him factually to come to your home. That is on you. That is on the family that you were with in your home, endangering. It would look like there was somebody standing behind you with a dog. So you're endangering the dog's life, the person behind you, anyone living in the house, and all the property you own over petty harassment and threats. That you could have handled more civilly as a YouTuber, as a professional. Like I handled my stuff legally, professionally. Where's your sense? I mean, clearly, I'm going to say it out loud, opinionated, you have none right now. And now, right now, in denial, you're on Twitter posting about fucking trading cards. Now, I have nothing against Magic the Gathering or whatever the hell, card game you're about. But you said you're going to take a social media break, okay? Took a social media break. You take one. You don't disappear and come back 2 days later and start talking all over fucking Twitter. 5, 10, 20 comments. 20 tweets, essentially. Go disappear for a couple weeks. And then come back and talk about a whole different video. A whole different thing. It's no wonder why you had someone like Frank Castle come to your house, because he thought you were full of shit. Probably. And this is kind of one of those instances where you were full of shit, and you've yet to respond to it. For over a few years now. So I'm just going to say, that entire video about Screenwave, and you contacting a representative of Screenwave, truth fact, I spoke to Screenwave and their associates over Facebook. Employees, and I told them, look, I will serve you if you do not stop protecting this content, and if you stop infringing on my content. If you do, and you follow exactly what I legally ask of you, I will not bother you. I will not come to your headquarters in Chalfont, and I will fucking continue my work. They upheld their end. I shut my mouth. They were angry about it. They were disgruntled and angry about it. I mean, who wouldn't be? And then they fucked off. True fact about Screenwave Media and why they're constant infringers. In the description below, again, there is a link to a Steam game, or Steam profile for the developer, Screenwave Media. They made a game called Meme Machine, and it's entirely copyrighted with stolen memes. Now, I'm a huge fan of memes. I got popular from memes, right? Doing meme top compilations, all that shit. I love memes. I wouldn't make a fucking trademark with the name Meme Troll for nothing. But when you steal them, copyright it. I mean, even Yankat's fucking copyrighted. The times I come on stream with a Yankat t-shirt is to show support for the creator of Yankat. Which I think his name is like PJ, or his friend's name's PJ or something, but whatever. I bought a shirt from him. From the trademark owner. So I technically have a right to sit here on camera with it. And advertise it. And do whatever. Maybe the guy's happy about that. That's the thing when it comes to trademarking shit like that, memes and all that stuff. Is you can advertise it. But then when you make it into a cringy, really shitty game, by the way, which a lot of negative reviews on it, and a lot of stolen content that's like freeform drawn in like some really shitty fucking pen program online. Again, Screenwave Media. Garbage. Okay? I had a deal with them when I owned a cooking channel, which I've discontinued. I've closed that channel. I had a deal with Screenwave for a cooking channel. And I'm happy I don't work for them anymore. It's been a long fucking time since then, and I've gotten over it. I've gotten past that shit. I used to do actual cooking videos. I know it sounds kind of surprising, but I don't... I make a good lasagna. I know Aaron, one of my fans, makes pizzas. Some crazy pizza designs. I looked at, I'm like, oh shit, I ought to try some of these. And I'm like, do I want to go back to making a cooking channel? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. But, Boogie's main thing, I'll say right here now, is he claims to get both sides of a story. That's his gimmick. He didn't get my side. Factual proof. I've never gotten an email. He's never responded to me in any sort of way at all. And the context that I'm allowed to say all this shit is the fact that he didn't get my side, didn't get the facts from Screenwave correctly, from me, or at least what I've told him, and tried to fucking make Apollo look like a piece of shit for no reason, rather than just own up to it. But, again, I am 23 minutes and 50-some seconds into my stream. Oh, before I go to the next one with Alpha, I wanted to go over one last bit. The person he defended was the person I've had a legal problem with many years ago that I shut down with a warrant for their arrest because they did so much illegal shit that it wasn't even funny. A detective even looked at this guy and said, yes, I'm giving you a warrant. I'm giving you a request for a warrant, and all I had to do was walk into a superior court and say, hey, look, I need this arrest warrant turned in. It got to that point with someone for 2-3 years talking about me nonstop because I told him, can you just leave me alone? I don't want anything to do with you. I think you're kind of a shitty person. Bye. Couldn't get over it. You got people that are really obsessive online and, you know, really overweight, need to get outside, need to exercise, need to get your shit together. Do you know about one of my Cooking with Chef Aaron series on my Aaron Heckler channel? That was something I was doing for a while until my mother forced me to end it. Oh. I would have loved to have seen. I like watching cooking channels and shit. Chef Ramsay, something I fucking love watching. The early Hell's Kitchen episodes. Those are funny in the U.S. Those are really funny. But I want everyone to remember that this guy, you know, Boogie, defended another person who I could have put in jail for a long time, state prison. And this person in question that got this warrant on, without context, without reason, without proof, compared me, of all people, to a school shooter. First off, I don't even own a gun. I've never owned a gun, never want to, never will. Hopefully. Hopefully in my lifetime I will never have to own a weapon. At most a knife for cutting open letters and shit. Because that's pretty much all I have a letter opener for. But I feel like it's karmic that, you know, Boogie defended this person and now there's an image of him walking around with a gun on Halloween. With Halloween decorations outside of his house. So every Halloween for the next few years, I'm just going to sit there and remember that image of Boogie holding a gun outside of his house, which he endangered his entire neighborhood by firing that shot. So, I mean, really, realistically, Boogie should be behind bars for that because it's a discharged shot. I don't know if he was. Hopefully he was. I would have his gun revoked. I would have the police have him in custody. And a whole bunch of other shit, but apparently, as he says online, anyone who thinks I'm faking this for attention and this is real, you're a piece of shit. Well, guess what? You know, I'm going to be one of those people. I think you're faking it for attention. I'll say it. I think you're full of shit. Because if you're full of shit for two other reasons, why wouldn't you be full of shit for a third? You know? You endangered the lives of everyone in your neighborhood by doing what you did, and it was really scummy of you to do that. Think about the people, your neighbors, the family behind you, your dog, your pets, your kids, whatever. If you have kids, I don't think you do it at your age, you know, dressing up and, you know, playing Magic the Gathering and RPing. But, you know, I have nothing judging against RPing. I do it myself when I go to do card games at some fucking conventions and shit. But, you know, that's... LARPing's another thing entirely, and I'm not going to get into that here. But it's scummy that you handle it the way you did. Really is. And to just sit here in denial on Twitter, and then suddenly, not even a couple days later, several dozen posts talking about card games. You're covering something up. You're covering your tracks, man. Just be honest up front with it and then move forward from it. Or take your actual social media break like you claimed. So, finally that's out of the fucking way. The 28-minute mark is the time where I can finally say, fuck that bullshit. Alright? That bullshit's gone. The next thing I'm going to get into is, you know, I wanted to talk about Alphagamer, Wqqqqwrt. I may have said the wrong amount of Q's. I'm half asleep. Sorry. I'm drinking a Baja Blast to wake the fuck up. But anyway, Alphagamer recently made a video, and it was about how, it's funny because I've met Boogie in real life. I've tried to meet him in real life once before, at the Screenwave reception, but since COVID happened, I was going to go to the New Jersey Comic-Con, and there was a few other places that I could have met him. But I know if I try to meet him, he'll deny and not even say a fucking word about it. In fact, I'm going to put this video, this podcast, on Twitter, and I'm going to have him see it. I'm going to tweet it to him, Warfare. I want him to see it. And if anybody doesn't know, Warfare is one of Apollo Legends Discord staff members. Current ones. I was a former, but I left. And I had a disagreement with Apollo, I guess, because I just don't like ZeldaSpeedruns.com. I don't like the way they run their website. I don't like the owner of it. I don't like Tresco. I think Tresco is a piece of shit to his volunteers. So, that being said, I moved from Zelda Speedruns, and I do anything else other than his bullshit. Because I don't deal with people's bullshit. That's the whole point to my channel. The whole point to me The whole point that everyone I'm around, I'm not going to sit here, I'm going to bullshit up a fucking story. I'm going to pick the side that has the least amount of bullshit and more truth. And then I'm going to say, well, hey, this is true. That's what my channel is about. But Alphagamer is someone who was referenced by Apollo Legend a few years back when it came to Cyber Demon on Speedrun. And, you know, AGDQ and getting banned from there. A whole bunch of drama that was, you know... Alphagamer had to make it a point. He had to make it a point. It was a point that had to be made for a while, that there were certain circles at GDQ. Apollo knew about it. I knew about it a little bit. I just didn't give a shit for it because I thought GDQ was a fucking joke. I don't even watch a GDQ stream. The only GDQ stream that I will watch is the TaskBot. And then programming the bot. That's about it. And I only watch those segments because I think TaskBot's fucking hilarious. The fact that it can break the game is just... You know, it's reverse engineering a game and making it do something entirely different. That's something I like because it's from a technical standpoint. You know, I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to that shit. I love it. So when I get to see that, it's great. But again, this was Alphagamer, you know, going over Cyber Demon, and then eventually Apollo reached out to him and said, hey, look, I know what you're talking about on speedrun.com. I know what you're talking about on GDQ. They're a bunch of bullshit, and then they did a podcast together. And now that podcast, I watched it multiple times, and I'm like, Alpha's kind of right. But then you have, he's, as of late, after getting Twitch banned for quoting drama and speedrunning, because the fact he's talking about how speedrun.com and the staff for every individual game, the moderators, are pieces of shit. Now, factually, Alpha's right. The moderators on fucking speedrun.com are a joke. In fact, a source came to me from a former Twin Galaxies employee by the name of Ninglendo, came into my server a few weeks ago and said the following, that apparently a run for a complete joke video, it was like a fucking anime, was uploaded as a speed run to the actual website, and it was approved for a short time. So they approved a video of, like, at that point, it could just be an episode of fucking Family Guy for a regular game record. Imagine that on Twin Galaxies. Just like, if I were to upload the first episode of fucking Simpsons on a record for, like, I don't know, Donkey Kong. Essentially, that's what it is, essentially. On pen and paper, it's a fucking joke. But, that was funny, but the other shit, not so much. You know what I mean? It's not on pen and paper. You know, and to go back to Boogie for just one moment, you know, I get that he's one of the bigger, you know, gaming YouTube channels, Peanut Butter Gamer and all that shit. I could sit here and reference names, PewDiePie, it doesn't fucking matter to me who it is. If you can get someone like James Rolfe, you know, the AVGN Nintendo nerd, to sit there and not have anything to do with drama, no bullshit, and give you the factual story and quote, you know, shit professionally, then fine, that's great. A guy like him can do that. But a guy like Boogie, no fucking way. He's too deranged and causes way too much of his own problems and says way too much fucked up shit online. If I had his channel, I would run it so much fucking better than the way he's ran it. For profit. If I was doing it for money, I could have run his channel like a god. But again, I don't do this YouTube content, this podcast for money. I could do it any other way. And I'm proud to say that I'm able to have that knowledge and do what I do. And to be able to build the studio I'm in, build the computer I have, this rig that I have, everything I have, my own fan base, everything that I have. I'm proud of what I got. Because factually, I sat here, I listened to everyone's sides, I sit here and I cut through bullshit and I get to my fucking point. But again, I'm sitting here and I'm jerking myself off and listening to my own voice. That's not something you want to hear, right? Let me get to my point here. Alphagamer, in the recent video about speedrun.com and how they ban and censor their runners, complete in the right for making that video. However, somewhere in that video, as I was watching it, he pulls up Rudy Ferretti, who Rudy Ferretti is now dead from over a month ago. An article had surfaced online from the Attorney General, and I've said this a couple of times. I've said this on a Twin Galaxies journal post. Rudy Ferretti, in this article, was stated to have committed both homicide-suicide. So he killed his quote-unquote girlfriend and then himself. So this article was dropped online that smeared his entire name and everything about him before anyone even knew what he had done. And the Attorney General, while it was under investigation, had given a press release, which was something he was not entitled to do. It just ruined his entire family. It makes the whole Freddy family look like a piece of shit for no reason, when they don't even have all the facts at the moment. It's still under investigation. Their shit, believe it or not, as of this podcast, October 1st, Freddy's shit, all of his belongings that were covered in blood or whatever, forensic evidence, it's still in police custody. The police still have it for investigation. They haven't let it go yet. Now, the stepmom has his laptop, but that's about it. So here's what I can tell you, since I was at Freddy's funeral myself. I was pretty much the only person I knew there. Again, they all believe that Freddy did it by accident. I will say this on camera and confidently. I don't think Freddy had the intention to murder. I'll say it on camera. Not the greatest thing to say that. The fucking defend murder at all. Accidental or not, it's still murder. Yeah, true or fuck. I couldn't say it any truer than that. It's fucked up that it happened. But this is why I support him. This is why I still, support him to this moment. Before Apollo Legend even made a video about Todd Rogers, before any of the shit that had hit the fan on YouTube in 2017 that resulted in Guinness World Records revoking Todd Rogers and everything else that led up to that. Rudy Ferretti was shitting on Twin Galaxies long before even Apollo was in fucking diapers. Long before I was even on YouTube. Well, probably not that long. But I'm just saying, long before anyone. Let's just say the earliest instance was probably 2007. That long ago. 13 years ago. So 13 years ago, I would have been 15. I'm 28 now, going on 29. So I don't know how old Apollo is. I'm pretty sure he's no older than I am. So he probably would have been just as young as me. Probably not in diapers, but you get the idea. You're inexperienced, you're still young, you don't know anything. But Rudy was doing it for that long. And he had all these archives, all these records, and the family gave it to me. But then Alphagamer, WQ, wanted to demonize him, which understandably, majority in the community wanted to demonize Ferretti for being a piece of shit. For being, whatever, being racist, maybe antsy. They didn't like him. Hell, even Patrick Scott Patterson snapped his fucking, one of his records on camera. And there's audio recording of that proving it. There's an audio recording of you literally hearing Patrick Scott Patterson snapping the disc and saying, "Here you go, fucker. Have your disc back. Have your Home Alone back." It was a record of Home Alone. PSP up and down denies doing that. Denies withholding records. I've confronted him with the questions that he was so happy with having been answered after several years from me. And when I asked him the question, he kind of got upset and then went to Facebook and was like, "Oh, why did I even answer these questions online?" No, dude, just, you gotta face the facts. You did what you did. You said what you said. Move forward. If people don't move forward, then that's on them. I can move forward from Freddy passing away through shitty circumstances. What I'm not going to sit here and just listen to people demonize the guy when he had the same mindset as anyone else that I know. Probably more than ever. Yeah, it might have been funny. Maybe he had his hand blown off a couple times through some really shitty mail bomb and some other stuff, but people didn't like him. They didn't. And this whole segment for Alphagamer, I just wanted to discuss this. I have no qualms with Alphagamer. I like the guy. I like the fact that he does Link to the Past. I like the fact that he has the best world record in the fucking game. And majority of the records under his belt. He is the fucking champion of the game. I will say that on camera. Undisputed. Maybe disputed at some points, but as of right now, that guy has every record under the sun, and Speedrun.com refuses to acknowledge him because they just don't like him. The fact that he quotes all the drama content, the fact that he does this is the problem with fucking Speedrun.com, and, another problem, again, with Twin Galaxies. They're kind of the reverse when it comes to their bullshit. If you're not part of the Speedrun.com clique, your runs are getting censored. Now, when it comes to Twin Galaxies, if you're not part of the community clique, your shit's not getting submitted. That's how it works on there. From what it looks like. It seems like anything that you have that goes up on Twin Galaxies, if you're trying to push it through, unless you know a lot of people in there or a lot of people like you, like, let's say, for example, if Jace Hall likes me, which he kind of does, if I go on there and submit a record, I'm probably going to get my record through. But if someone say, like, oh, I don't know, a non-banned person that's a friend of Ferretti's that isn't me, or, you know, someone else entirely different comes along and says, hey, I want to submit a record, they're more than likely going to get denied just because of association. It's a personal party. It's this personal circle jerk favoritism that, I don't agree with favoritism. It's why, even after an amount of time, I even turned down a fucking salary position at Home Depot. I had a salary position to be a supervisor at Home Depot, and I turned that the fuck down. I know I don't look like a fucking guy at work at Home Depot, though, but I know how to use lift equipment. I know how to do a lot of shit in their fucking store. I build wood-crafted shit. I build fucking I build this fucking studio from nothing. This was nothing but frame before I built it. There was not even a room here. It was just it was just an open space. I built the whole fucking room that I'm standing in. With a receptacle outlet, sorry. But again, you got someone like Alphagamer who wanted to find someone to villainize, which in the past, Freako has villainized, Rudy Ferretti. Because every video game outlet, every community needs a villain of some sort or a rival, and Ferretti was like the perfect fit. You ask Freako if he did that, he did it. He's honest with it. He did it because he thought it was right. Now, you ask anyone else, and you'll get a different response because nobody liked him. I got people that up and down swear I'm a racist, that freak out and have a panic attack, that almost look like they freak out to the point on voice recording that they're spazzing out so hard that you feel like they're going to run up and kiss you. It's so deranged. And it's hilarious. But, I mean, Alphagamer is going to the point of trying to shit on speedrun.com. Here's the problem with doing that. You need to boycott the entire platform, meaning you need to get people on board with stopping the moderation system that's there and overthrow the entire thing. You want to overthrow something, you have to go out of your way and do it. You can't just sit there and rant and cause drama. That's not going to get you anywhere. You want to really stir the pot. You do it yourself. You get involved. I'll help you with it. I think speedrun.com and GDQ are pieces of shit. I would rather go to MAGAFest. Or MagFest, whatever you want to call it. I would prefer that. I prefer MagFest, the East one. East MagFest, which I think is held... Where the fuck is it? Maryland? I think it's in Maryland. I'm going to be going to MagFest next year. If it's open in January, which I have the money to go. I have the means to go. Probably just going to fucking either drive or Uber there. I just don't want to go across all the way to fucking Maryland. It's a terrible ass drive through South Jersey. But, again, it's somewhere other than those two that I can fucking go. But, again, speedrun.com is a piece of shit. But, Alpha, the only thing I'm going to say is you got to keep your eyes open when it comes to facts, even if it comes from really shitty people. Okay? I've talked to really shitty people. You know I've talked to really shitty people that me and you both do not agree with. Some of these really shitty people. I mean, realistically, I'm not going to fucking point names, but a lot of people are really shitty on the internet. But at the same time, some of them have information that is either wrong or correct, but you could fact check it and say that you heard it from them, and you can shit on them even more by quoting them again and making them look like an idiot if it's fake. So, realistically, the only thing I'm going to say is when I get around to showing more of Rudy's archive, shit's going to hit the fan. I released one document out of dozens to Patrick Scott Patterson on Twin Galaxies forum on my wall post and immediately disrupted the entire scene. I immediately had Twin Galaxies admins watching me like a hawk. I had people commenting random dog shit just to be there. Just to be a part of that moment. Because they didn't have anything to include. They may have had a couple points. But most of it was just hate for Rudy, realistically. But the shit that I was quoting was pissing people off because it was true. So imagine when I release the other half a dozen or whatever amount that I got. I'm not going to say how much I have right now, because it's a lot. It could fuck the community up. And really, it's all thanks to Ferretti himself, and everyone thought he was a piece of shit. But everyone thought of him as a piece of shit. You want to know why? Because people hate hearing the fucking truth. People hate hearing the truth. When you tell the truth that they don't like, they distance themselves from you. It's true. It happens a lot. Ruins a lot of friendships, too. At one point, Kat and Rudy were friends. Kat claims to have been Rudy's psychiatrist or counsel for a while. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but I know that Rudy had, what was it? A mental health dog or something, a wellness dog. I don't know. But again, Alpha, I think you should stir away from drama for a little bit. You know, focus on the corruption that you have. Don't go out of your way quoting how this person's a piece of shit for this reason and that reason. Yeah, they're pieces of shit. We know that. But you gotta be a little more factual with even the bad side of things. You can't be biased or two-sided. I saw, an expose video from English... What the fuck was it? I don't know. English Dave or something. It wasn't English Dave, right? But it was a GTA speedrunner. He just made a whole video about you saying that your GTA video was shit. And then he's like, oh, well, let me show you the other sides of it. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, what? Get to the point. But I then looked at that video, and it did make sense. And at the end of it, I was just like, well, why does this even matter? Can you both just shut up and get to the point? You both got to the point at the end. Can we get to the point now? It's internal petty arguing, and you're right about that. It's hard to ignore when you go to expressing video game content when it comes to a group, when it comes to those people that want to sit there and jerk you the fuck around. And it's hard to get fucking facts straight from someone's mouth, the correct ones. We all know Cat the Spear fucking lied to Apollo Legend, lied to me, and it's on factual fucking pen and paper. Okay? It's just one lie after another. Casey Ross being another one. I could sit here, I could drop names all day. Todd Rogers, fucking Isaiah Johnson. I could say names time and time again. It doesn't matter who lied, who did what, who's making up the fucking truth to satisfy their interest. It's completely one-sided. That's why when I do a bullshit podcast, I try to hardcore evaluate like it's a criminal trial. Is this bullshit that I can quote and call out and say this is fucking fake news crap? Or is this internal drama, domestic? It's an petty fighting thing and I don't want anything to do with it. And it takes a while. Because to me, it's not. To me, quoting you, because you're my pal, I guess, somebody I know online, I don't view this as, what's the terminology I'm looking here for? I don't view this as drama, but it's getting little past that border. You know what I mean? Like, when you quote someone, yeah, this person's kind of a piece of shit for this reason. You're looking for a guy to demonize, and that's drama. That's the thing you want to avoid doing. Like, I looked at that segment, I'm like, what part did this have to do with speedrun.com or GDQ? I'm not saying it was a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying it had nothing to do with the video, so it should have been in there, So, but again, there's people that are pieces of shit online. We both know this, and for the sake of argument and video game legitimacy, I'm hoping that, you view this at some point and then say, well, I think I kind of get what you're saying. People think that I like Rudy Ferretti and that he's my best friend and this, that, and everything. He was somebody I associated with and I spoke to a couple of times. And then I interviewed. That was it. I befriended him for a little while and, he disappeared. And then I didn't hear from him for a while. And then he made a whole website and then that happened. I thought he was fine when I heard the news. Then I got the news from Game Sensei while I was streaming Fallout 3, and I just stopped playing the fucking game. I broke down. I was like, what the fuck, man? I was pissed. I was pissed that happened. Because it was another great fucking gamer off the face of the earth. Yeah, he might have been a piece of shit to some people, but to me, I mean, the guy was telling the fucking truth. People don't like the truth. People don't like you when you tell the truth. That's just how the internet is. If you can define that and stay within that fine line of characteristics, and you continue doing what you're doing, Alpha, I think you'll make a great content creator like you're doing on YouTube. But, you know, do us both a favor. Don't stream drama or shitting on speedrun.com on Twitch, because they will ban you immediately. Twitch.com, or Twitch TV, I'm sorry, loves speedruns. They will protect speedrun.com like a baby. They will not let you shit on them. There's internal drama with their staff where they support and kiss ass certain groups. And speedrun.com is majorly one of them. So I would probably stick to YouTube if you're doing that, and then do your video game streams on Twitch if you have subs on there. That's what I suggest. I don't do Twitch anymore. I probably will go back to it at one point, but for now, I'm going to stick to YouTube, where I just don't care for the content or the quality that I care about. I mean, realistically, you look at my fucking camera. The camera I'm using is blurry as shit. There's, like, horizontal lines flying down. There's a blur over here on my one side near the door. Like, a kind of a bright blur right here. You know, I could have better quality shit. Realistically. But, again, I would rather downplay it and tell the truth and piss people off at the same time. That's the kind of guy I am. You know? That's why people, when I enter a room, people shut up and listen to me. Because I tell the truth. I sit here, I tell facts that people don't want to fucking hear. I tell the bad news first. If I hear, oh, well, somebody broke into your store, I'm going to tell that first. Oh, the good news is we made a few $1,000s in sales before it happened. I'm going to tell that. I'm going to tell the break-in first. It really comes down to the quality of person you are when you go to differentiate drama and hate content and just general bullshit content where you're just mocking. I guess mocking is what I do. I don't know. Is it what I'm doing, mocking? I don't know. I don't feel like I've mocked anyone today. Did I mock someone today? No, I didn't mock anyone today. I took a minute, I'm like, no. But believe me, I'm capable of doing worse. Anyone's capable of doing anything. That's all there is to it. But this is Such Bullshit Podcast, episode 12, where I discussed how Boogie2988 is kind of full of shit, and how I wanted to talk a little bit about Alphagamer's recent video demonizing Rudy Ferretti. You know, you gotta fact check shit before you make anything with every side. You know, if you believe, if you're confident enough about the side that you're against or you're trying to question, by all means, go ahead and post a video. If you have an audio recording that makes them look like a piece of shit that really is damaging to their image, factually, then go ahead and speak. Speak to your bullshit heart's content. But if it's something that's personal, one-sided, don't do it. You know, right now you got a personal vendetta against speedrun.com, and again, that's not good. Because you gotta stop to think about it. It's getting personal. You're getting personal with the whole group. It's why I walked away from Zelda Speedruns and Trezco, because I thought he was a piece of shit. I didn't make at any point he claimed that I had shitted on Zelda Speedruns on Twitter. I did no such thing. I never tweeted a single thing. Claimed that I had had COVID go to my brain. Constantly removed me from volunteer role. And then when I finally said in public general, because I was asked by the organizer to kind of be respectful, Trezco wasn't. Publicly immediately went after me after I was told by the organizer not to. So I turned around and I shitted on him hard. I gave him a bunch of shit. He got fucking tilted. He did not shut the fuck up about me for months. It's because I told the truth. Truth hurts. Truth is bullshit. Sometimes. But most of the time when somebody who's telling the truth has to quote someone's bullshit for being a fat, lying turd burglar, they're not liked. I'm not liked. I get that. No one likes me. I can sit here and accept that all day. I got a whole Discord server. Anyone want to come in and tell me how they don't like me? Feel free to come on in. On normal occasions, on my open mic podcast, I would have people come in and rant. Not this week. Not this week. Next week, guaranteed open mic. Just last week was just... I didn't want to get into it. Last week was kind of a matter that involved friends, and when you look at that, it's personal, it's drama. So it's really hard to differentiate the two. This isn't, because I don't care for Boogie. I don't care for the fact that he's a lying sack of shit. It's factual. He plays the victim. It's the thing. It's not hate content either. It's proven facts. You know, and the whole thing with me discussing Alpha, it's just discussing. It's just me talking about him. It's not me hurting him. It's not me saying he's a piece of shit. I think I like the guy, kind of. Kind of. He's a little weird with his memes on Twitter, but other than that, I like him. But I'm going to go take care of some shit, because I got some bullshit to take care of. This was some of the bullshit that I wanted to take care of tonight. This right here. This whole fucking podcast. And while I wanted to, hello, Zed and Kinko's channel. How you doing? This is pretty much the end of the bullshit podcast, unfortunately, because I'm ending it and wrapping it up right here. I try to keep my podcasts under an hour, between like 50 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes at most. I try to keep it dead in the middle. I've had problems with Boogie a few years back, and that's the short summary. The guy never contacted me and made up his own story about Screenwave firing someone. The certain someone, I can't quote their name for legal reasons on camera, but since they're a broadcaster, I have to mention it. That's the problem here. That's the problem with YouTube, is they don't step in when shit gets too far out of line, when infringement happens, when harassment happens, and then you have middlemen getting in the middle of all that crap that feel like they're obligated to do it, that they need to do it, that only amplify a situation for their own money gains, and it can become criminal over it. It's disgusting. I'm not going to say the person's name. I think they're a disgusting joke, and they're banned from my Discord server, surprisingly. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to take care of some of my own bullshit, i.e. I got a bunch of video games out here outside my studio that I got to go list up on eBay. A lot of them are games that I've bought from yard sales and that I've refurbished myself that were damaged. How you doing, Chavez? But anyway, again, I look much younger right now. Got me a new cut. Becoming an old man. I am wearing my bifocals because I'm old. You know, I'm old. I'm old. And now I'm doubling it. I'm gonna go. This is my joke face right now. I can't. This is actually hard to view. Okay. Let me not do that ever again. It's funny because it's kind of obvious who he's talking about. No, you're right. Unfortunately, when you become a drama content poster and you make up bullshit for views and make up fake news, someone is eventually going to have to say something, and eventually it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I'd rather something like that not bite me in the ass. I'd rather just sit here, tell the truth, have a happy fucking fun time, and play a goddamn video game. I would rather sit here, more than preferably, and play with my fucking top loader that I just got back from DK Oldies. From a repair shop. Works. I haven't even fucking plugged it in yet. Maris for president. Yeah. Fucking Christ. I swear, sometimes I can't stand people's bullshit on the internet. I really can't. Fake news and bullshit for fucking attention, ad revenue, and views for $5, $10 here and there. You can suck my cock for $5, $10, okay? That's literally prostitute money. Now, I don't support that sort of shit, but realistically, that's how much one would cost. At that point, go get a fucking job, man, for $5, $10 an hour or a video. If I really wanted to, I could make more money on this podcast than that. And I don't want to. I'd rather just be able to make my own fucking living, build my own fucking studio, get my own fucking things, and work hard for it. And be able to shut people up that are full of shit. That's the kind of guy I am. I am Maris. I am slurring my words because I'm half asleep, tired. I'm old. Old? Yeah, I'm pretty old. Probably delay. I don't know. Retrostar, sorry. But, again, I'm half asleep. I'm tired. I did this podcast where it was on borderline drama. But unfortunately, it was something that I had to address that I've wanted to address for a while. And not including Alpha, because Alpha had nothing to do with the first part of the segment. Alpha did an amazing job on his video prior about speedrun. I highly suggest that you guys go watch Alphagamer's video. I didn't link it here in this description. I forgot to grab the link. I've been lazy about it because I quickly wrote the description on the fly. This podcast was not planned. I literally planned it within a day. That's how quick I did it. But again, it was something that I've had to quote because the guy was full of shit to begin with. And if Apollo Legend said he was full of shit a year ago, I'm going to say he's full of shit now for being a hypocrite and pulling a gun on someone publicly outside of his house and firing. I mean, some people like the guy for being a great YouTuber, a great gamer. Fine, fair enough. You might be great for that. But when it comes to other things such as that, and then factually getting yourself involved in a situation that you have nothing to do with, and then posting about little old me, that's when I think I'm going to sit here on camera and say you're a fucking idiot for it. Okay? That's when I'm going to get personal and say you're an idiot for it. And if you don't like that opinion, tough shit. For Germany. Fun fact, my family's actually German. My bloodline family anyway, not the family I live with. 28's old to me, sorry. I feel very, 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 very fucking old. The fact that I got something like this sitting in my drawer makes me feel old. It's Atari 5200 Pac-Man. Am I old yet? Probably. That said, it's an hour and a minute. I was supposed to close my podcast 10 minutes ago. I wanted to get last words in. Next week, episode 13. What am I going to do it about? Pre-announcement. I'm going to talk about, I guess, the Minecraft release for Smash. I mean, factually, I think it's been long overdue that the game's needed an overhaul, but why it took this fucking long is kind of hilarious. And funny enough, I know people that know Notch directly as a friend and got mods, fly mods, pre-programmed while Notch was still developing the game. Fun fact, I know them. I've talked to them on Discord. And if I really wanted to, I could probably get a hold of Notch himself. Surprisingly, the original creator of the game. If I really try. But, I mean, again, that's another video. It's another stream. Pac-Man lover. Again, though. That card is older than me. You're right, Kim. That card is definitely fucking older than me. It's probably... Is there a date on here?